Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. And one thing that boxing cannot afford to lose is His Excellency, Turki Alalshikh. Y'all know what a G.E.A. is? I'm not talking about G.E.D. for some of y'all bozos out there. I'm talking about the G.E.A. If you follow boxing and you've been satisfied with boxing for the last couple of years, you should at least know what the G.E.A. is. Acronym for the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia. Now, you probably say, well, all right, Hood Champion, why the hell are you talking about this G.E.A.? I only know about a G.E.D., brother. Well, because the General Entertainment Authority, which is being led by his own, Turki Alalshikh, was established in line with what they're calling Saudi Vision 2030, which is what you heard me talk about, where they're trying to create, they want people globally to view Saudi as a destination. And Saudi Vision 2030 was to regulate and develop the entertainment sector by providing inclusive world-class entertainment offerings that would drive the industry to proactively contribute to the fulfillment of the national goals of a vibrant society and thriving economy. Again, vibrant society and thriving economy, providing world-class entertainment. Now, if they get it right, then they can start to get the international community to view Saudi as what they want, and that's a destination. Now, the thing about the vision and the G.E.A. and what it offers, ultimately, Turki Alalshikh was he was empowered to try to cater the needs and preferences of all segments of the kingdom's population and fulfilling their aspirations by providing a variety of entertainment activities that happens to include boxing, right? There's a lot of other sports, but boxing, that's what we're about, and that's one of the main entertainment activities that they seem to have had some success with. Now, these entertainment activities are of high quality and adhere to the standards of the entertainment sector. So now that you understand that, for those people who are wondering, man, why are they putting so much money into these events? Why are they having people out here performing songs? All of a sudden, they're not having people performing anymore. Oh, that's because they're losing money. That's because they're gonna go belly up. No, that's not the case. What they're doing is they're fine tuning the way they cater to the needs and preferences of the international community. Okay, so you're gonna see them continue to fine tune and make refinements, because it's all about growing the sector. Now, when it comes to the G.E.A. and Turki Alalshikh, he's all about fostering the development and expansion of companies and professionals in the entertainment sector, again, through capacity building initiatives, as well as attracting local and foreign investments to facilitate the advancement of the entertainment sector. So when you start talking about local and foreign investments, you're talking about the alarm is on, right? Yeah. You're talking about all these promoters from all around the world, where we know people like, how the hell is Turki Alalshikh out here and got the sanctioning bodies doing what he wants, has the promoters doing what he wants, have fighters doing what he wants. They're like, yo, how is he able to take over this sector of boxing, and how's he able to grow it? Well, pretty simple, because he's got the dollar bill, y'all. Okay? And all of these entities who are now associated or attached to Turki Alalshikh, look, man, they are needed to make this work. In addition to that, they need Turki Alalshikh, because when it comes to advancing boxing and the entertainment sector, they can't do it on their own. Now, if you take a look at what's happening with PBC. Look at the stuff Eddie Hearn was saying a couple years ago, before Turki Alalshikh really bubbled up. Eddie Hearn was trimming his stable of fighters because he just couldn't pay them the kind of money they wanted, and he was losing money. Now, that doesn't mean Matchroom was going broke, no. But what it is, he's not getting a return on his investment. And Eddie Hearn even said that if he doesn't have a guy who basically can't put butts in seats, he's not going to, re-up their contract. He needs guys that when he puts them in the ring, one, they win, and two, he can make a profit. Because these promoters invest a lot of money in fighters in their first 10, 15 fights with hopes that they'll go on to become champions and they'll start to get a big return, a handsome return on their investment. But it doesn't always happen. And the way the G.E.A. and Turki Alalshikh is able to get a lot of this done is just they understand what they're capable of, and they know that they have very strong capabilities. And you see in Turki Alalshikh, this is why I think now, if something happens to him, I think he's cultivating talents and skills of those who are close to him, as far as I would even call them employees, to try to foster a dynamic and appealing work environment to where they can step in if something happens to him and continue to reflect a commitment to excellence and efficiency to the organization that he's helped to grow and develop and its processes. Now, when it comes to fighters, man, the one thing people are interested in, they're not interested in that shit I just shared with you. That's just for us boxing nerds who like to just, peel the layers back. But the real question is, the dollar bill, y'all. How are Turki Alalshikh and Saudi Arabia financially, like really, how are they really out here involved in boxing? Where is that shit coming from? Well, the thing is this. We know Riyadh season, right, is funded by the Saudi General Entertainment Authority. And we also know, this is no secret, I've talked about it. After I talked about it, a couple other channels talked about it. I'm not saying they took my shit. They can talk about whatever they want, okay? It's all out on the internet. Maybe they took time and scoured the internet like I did, and they got the information. But we know that there's a sovereign wealth fund out there in Saudi Arabia. And in particular, there are, trillions of dollars just sitting there that are just allocated to growing the entertainment piece in Saudi Arabia. And this is where you see Turki Alalshikh is just out here, man, paying boxers generously, which enable the big fights. The other thing that I think people don't really realize is that look, most of the boxing events are held in Saudi venues. And when they do that, it cuts down on a whole lot of costs. And it offers controlled ticket pricing for fans as well. And it drives the consumer to have to come to Saudi Arabia to see the fights. So there's a lot of costs that are cut as a result of them doing things in-house. But still, there's a pretty hefty price point when you're organizing major boxing events as part of Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia. Now, a majority of boxing fans will have probably heard, the name Turki Alalshikh by now. If not, and you've been hanging in here this long, then at least now you know his name. But most people know. And like I said, when Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. But within the past couple of years, Turki Alalshikh has come from behind. I would say come out of hiding. I can still remember when he did his first interview. I was shocked because I just didn't understand why he did that. Because I'm still thinking along the lines of Daniel Kinahan's Secret Society. There's some corruption here. This can't be legit. But he came from behind, or he came from out of the closet, and he made himself visible to where we could recognize him, and he started to talk about his plans. But nonetheless, man, the huge boxing matches that he put on, let me tell you something, man. He has become highly invested in the sport of boxing as a fan and financially. And he's going to continue to create and fund Riyadh season events. Now, when we talk about the money, I already told you, Saudi, they print their own money. And there's trillions of dollars there at his disposal. I did a video last night. Go watch it. I'm not going to go into it again. I already talked about it. That talks about some of the health complications that he's experienced and how his health, it seems to be somewhat under control right now. But the bottom line is, and I'd hate to say control, well, I would say control because it's not resolved, but his health is deteriorating. Those are his words, not mine. But nonetheless, he has the king and the prince behind him. So when you talk about the money and where it's coming from, well, now you know. Once the king and the prince tell him he can do whatever the hell he wants, they got trillions of dollars, and he's doing it. Plus, again, his position as the General Entertainment Authority, he's doing whatever it takes to try to put Saudi in a better space as far as how the international community views him. And I feel he's doing the best job he can do. But, I mean, it's an uphill battle. And I just think with the way people view Saudi Arabia and the way they see anything that they do involving sports, they consider it sports washing, which it is. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to totally rectify the struggle that Saudi faces as far as getting acceptance on an international scale, because there's so many human rights issues and violations that the Western civilization just don't agree with. But culture is culture, and sometimes I think people need to stay in their own lane. But if you look at here, like 2024, some of the events that Turki Alalshikh was behind, like in March 8th, he had Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. May 18th, Tyson Fury and Usyk, the first fight. June 1st, they had that really interesting fight, Queensberry versus Matchroom 5 versus 5. This is shit you've never ever seen before. September 21st, AJ and Daniel Dubois. October 12th, Bertabiev and Bivol. November 16th, Riyadh Season Latino Night with Oscar De La Hoya. December 21st, we just had Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk too. I mean, with those events that I just rattled off, that's all Turki Alalshikh. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 huge events, man, that he put on. The General Entertainment Authority put on. And they don't need anybody's help for anything. And when they come out here, y'all wonder how these promoters are able to get behind Turki Alalshikh and why they're, what some people say is selling the soul. Because boxing is all about money. It's called prize fighting, right? It's all about the prize. The fighters fight for money. The promoters have the fighters who fight for money. The promoters get paid. It's all about money, man. Now, the major thing that Alalshikh is known for within the boxing and overall sports world is his involvement in the creation and organization of Riyadh Season. Now, Riyadh Season, for those who don't know, is a series of events that has taken place over the entertainment world, and much of that has to do with combat sports. And we know he's involved with MMA. He got Dana White, who's now I tell you what, Dana White's a hard nut to crack. But when you can get Dana White to hold your hand and walk around, that tells you that money talks and bullshit walks. But boxing is seems to be the primary source of entertainment when it comes to combat sports right now. But they are diving heavily into the MMA world, UFC, and we already know that they're involved with. They back the PFL. Now, a majority of the events that take place in Riyadh Season take place out there in Saudi Arabia, though it has been expanded to other countries. We saw Terrence Crawford had a big event in California, and they've also had an event out there in the UK. Now, Riyadh Season, for those who keep asking, where's the money coming from? Again, I'm going to tell you, it's fully funded by Saudi Arabia's G.E.A, which is what we're talking about, the General Entertainment Authority, and it's 100% overseen by Turki Alalshikh. Now, what this helps me to understand is why everybody, they don't call this man sir, they call him His Excellency, because what's happening with boxing is a direct result and under the direct control of Turki Alalshikh's position as the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia. So you're going to see Frank Warren, you're going to see Eddie Hearn, you're going to see De La Hoya, you're going to see Dana White, you're going to see all those individuals who are very smart call this man His Excellency every time they mention him, because they don't have to put money up and they still get paid. So if they're smart, they work with them. Now, you could have some people out here who are stubborn and won't do it. I think it'll be, what's how the saying go? old too soon, smart too late, right? And I think that's what's going to happen with some of these other, for anyone who chooses not to work with them. You'll be old too soon and smart too late, and then you missed out on a huge opportunity and huge money, okay? Now, it's been responsible for some of the, Riyadh season been responsible for some of the biggest fights in the world over the past year. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Riyadh season, let me tell y'all something, there would have never been a Tyson Fury and Usyk. One, much less two. You would have never seen AJ and DeBar, AJ and Ngannou, Fury and Ngannou, Wilder out there fighting Parker, Wilder fighting Zhang. Any of the fights you've seen, you would have never seen it because the type of money it would take to get them in the ring, nobody had it. Remember, when Wilder fought Parker, Wilder got paid, I think, $14 million. That's coming out from obscurity. The man got paid $14 million. So, and he got paid, I think, another 10 or 14 to face Zhang. You had to pay him big money for Zhang because, Zhang was a damn killer. But anyway, boxers are being paid more than ever before. Now, when we just talk about some of the Riyadh season fighter payouts, let's just talk about a couple recent fights. Tyson Fury, when he first fought Usyk, he made $107 million. And the second fight, he made like $70 to $80 million. Usyk, when he first fought Tyson Fury, he made $38 million. And the second fight, he made like $120 plus million. So Tyson Fury made almost $200 million fighting Usyk twice. Usyk made almost $200 million, about 170, 150 to 200. I don't know all the numbers, but I know both of them across both fights damn near made $200 million apiece. That is crazy. 200 million people. That ain't too far off from $1 billion. Anyway, Bivol made $10 million, Bertabiev made $10 million, AJ made $8 million, DeBar made 4.6. So you can see that Turki Alalshikh is putting up some big money for these guys. And not only does the G.E.A. fund the Riyadh season events, but like I said, they also pay for the fighters' purses 100%. They pay for everything. And this is one of the main reasons why so many boxers have agreed to compete at these shows, because simple, they're being paid more than they've ever been paid previously. And if something happens to Turki Alalshikh, as long as he's around, and you got turkey in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. But when the turkey flies the coop, everybody be back at the goddamn soup kitchen, man, drinking that goddamn watery clam chowder and eating some stale-ass crackers. Probably not even having any salt on the crackers. But it is what it is, man. You got some of these guys that go their whole career, and then they get one fight over there in Saudi Arabia and made more money in one fight than they made their whole career. Isn't that crazy? And you can't blame them for wanting to get back over there to try to replicate that money that they're making, because they know they come back to the States. Unless you're like a Canelo or Gervonta Davis, I mean, it's just, the money ain't there. So I think everybody should try to get over there and get that money. And when we talk about Jared Anderson fighting Bacoli, it's because of the amount of money that Turki Alalshikh paid him. Even Bob Arum talked about it. He was like, he'd be stupid not to take the fight, even though he didn't want him to take it. But when the guy offers you that kind of money, you can't turn it down. He's like, that's the kind of money to set up the next generations of Andersons. So I'm not sure how much Jared got paid, but my understanding was like $6 million or something. He got paid a lot of money to get his ass damn near killed by Bacoli. So now we understand why. But Saudi is one of the richest countries in the world and willing to invest a good amount of their money in boxing, which explains why they have taken over the sport in such a short period of time, because it is what it is, man. And like I said, almost all the events are held in their own venues, man, and they don't have a problem with paying whatever it takes, again, with the ultimate goal of getting the international community to view Saudi as a destination. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and consider that they likely have a majority share in these events and benefit from ticket sales. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's a benefit for Saudi to control everything the way they do, but I'm not so sure ticket sales is really getting them where they need to be to break even. I think they understand This is like a tortoise versus the hare type situation, and it's all about being the tortoise in this race, and not trying to rush success. And I think that they've got the right mentality. We all know like they're not gonna run out of money. So Turkey overall sees all the operations for these events, and if he feels he needs to adjust ticket pricing, he will. Look at what he's doing with pay-per-view events, and he's doing this all across the world. He's adjusting pay-per-view prices. You know what I'm saying? And he's taking into account the demand for fights, but he's trying to make prices reasonable for all fans, no matter who's on the card. So, in my opinion, Alalshikh and the G.E.A. have had a very positive impact on the sport of boxing. The more I start to dive into it and understand what the hell's going on here, and as fighters are now being paid more than ever, and fans are witnessing super fights, which were absent from the sports for decades, I think Turki Alalshikh deserves to be commended. Him, the G.E.A., the Prince, the King, and just everything that Saudi Arabia is doing for boxing. And I'm gonna tell y'all again, Turki Alalshikh's health is not good. I think they've been able to kind of control a few things, but it's not rectified, and I don't think it will ever be. I just think it's just kind of on a pause X. And once that health starts to get into decline again, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like my dad used to tell me, don't interfere with God's work. You know, some things you don't have any control over. And we know Turki Alalshikh is a religious guy. You know, I'll just put it to you this way without saying too much. I kind of have an idea on how he views certain things when it comes to what you have control of and what you don't have control of, and to not question it, because I grew up that way. But the bottom line is, yo, man, I'm grateful for Turki Alalshikh, the General Entertainment Authority, and the fact that we're getting some badass fights. Because once he's gone, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it happens anymore. So enjoy it while it lasts, people, and stop complaining. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.